Presentations are about creating transformation, like period, end of story. If you're walking into a presentation, you're pitching to people, honestly, even if you're just sending a presentation, the point of that presentation is to transform the reader in some way, right? They've got to be thinking something new, different, have a new outlook on things as a result of reading the presentation, or else it's just not a presentation. It might be a report, it might be a document or something else, but it's not really a presentation. So I'm going to share with you the 5 steps to unlock audience transformation with every single presentation. It's pretty easy. Okay, let me forward. All right, step 1. You need to understand not only your audience's goals, but you also need to understand their fears and frustrations, right? By understanding their pain points, you're able to tailor messages that actually resonate deeply with them and kind of meet them where they are. The reason it's so important to address fears and frustrations is because fears and frustrations, FUD, right? That's the thing that keeps people from taking action. If you're trying to get money, if you're trying to get approval, if you're trying to get some sort of decision, and you haven't actually addressed those key things, their fears and frustrations, the things that keep them paralyzed, you're not actually anticipating the entire context of what you're there to do. So dig deep, into what your audience wants to achieve, what they fear, and what frustrates them. For example, if your audience is worried about change, right, you can address those fears head on to build trust. It's like, listen, I know change is hard, change takes time, etc., but the way we're going to actually undertake this change is going to be in a step-by-step easy way that allows us to do blah, 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 whatever that happens to be. All right, step 2, get really clear on the outcome and the transformation that you're proposing. Clarity is key, right? Clarity in your goal that is aligned with their goal. It ensures that your presentation is going to be focused, that it's going to be impactful, and that you're going to actually be able to get the specific change that you're seeking through the presentation. So you need to clearly outline the from and the to, right? What your presentation is there to do is to take someone from to, or show them how they can get from to, right? And provide that shift. For example, if you're encouraging them to adopt a new strategy, make sure they see the value in changing the approach. Currently, we do it this way. We need to do it this other way. The reason we need to do it this other way is because this goes wrong, and this goes wrong with the way that we're currently doing it. And if we change these things, we'll be more productive, things will be less costly, whatever that happens to be. Step 3, craft your message as a story. This is what I train on all day long when I kind of teach the concepts behind Deconomics, the book, and our Get to the Point workshops with big corporations. It's if you turn your presentation into a story and literally storyboarding them, and we've got a kind of a 12-point way to get that done, what happens is you're tapping into the way people think naturally, and also the way they help themselves believe things naturally. Stories are incredibly powerful tools for engagement, and so making your presentation into a story, it helps stick to the brain. It makes it much more memorable and emotionally resonant because it ties in with our brain chemistry, which I could go into, but I'm not going to do it right now. So turn your message into a narrative. Use storytelling techniques. We use a 12-point storyboard to make sure that you're touching all of the things. But thinking of it as a story will help you guide your audience kind of down that path. And also, when you can think about relatable characters, challenges, etc., and throw an actual story in as well. Step 4. Ooh, this is huge. You've got to whittle it down to its absolute essence. There's a paradox that most people don't know, which is the higher up you go in terms of the people that you're presenting to, the higher level your audience is, the tighter and kind of more simplified they expect your presentation to be. Compact equals impact. You've got to have a compact presentation in order to have an impactful presentation, right? So a streamlined presentation is much more powerful because it's easier for the audience to grasp and remember the key messages that you need them to decide on. So edit your presentation down to its most essential points. The more concise and direct your message can be, the better. Example, cut out all the fluff. Every slide, sentence, and image should serve a clear purpose. In our workshops, we actually have people take these like really heavy markers and like redact every word that is completely unnecessary on every page, so they can get down to, God, if I just said these things, I would have gotten the message across. But it was hiding under all of that word soup. So this is massively important. Remember, compact equals impact. Okay, step 5, package it in a scannable visual way. We started this in step 4 just by making it more succinct. But here you want to also make sure that the way the page reads has plenty of white space. Look at all the white space on this page, right? You need to give the brain enough room to fill in its own dots. And so visuals are incredibly helpful. I'm giving you a very non-visual presentation here, but this is a teaching presentation, right? But visuals help comprehension. In fact, presentations with visuals, there's been research done, are 43% more likely to result in an action. So you want to have nice looking, laid out, very scannable and visual pages. I'm not talking about like big, fancy, highly designed stuff. I'm talking about something that really supports what you're saying on the page. So do that. Use infographics, charts, images to kind of break down complex ideas. They do need to match. So that's what I've got for you. By following these 5 steps, you will ensure that every presentation doesn't just inform. If all you're informing, you didn't need to do that. You could have written a report and just emailed it, right? But are there to transform. So try this on your next presentation and let me know how it works for you.